Don't talk to strangers. Who's that over there? Who got kids? A stranger? Let me go talk to him.
But I'm talking to strangers.
What's good, strangers? I'm talking to strangers.
I don't know him, he just moved there. We don't know him. We don't know him.
I'm mad as fuck. And when I say I'm mad as fuck, I'm really mad as fuck. I'm tired of dealing with the black community constantly ignoring the fact that we have literally been trained to ignore murder, rape, genocide, robbery, anything that has to do with wrongdoing to anybody that's Aboriginal or a person of color. I'm gonna get real fucking specific and I'm gonna say a name. Nipsey Hussle. We lost a soldier in the hip hop culture, in the black culture, in the African American society yesterday. And nobody is making an uproar about it like they should be. And when I say they should be making an uproar, I mean niggas should be really fighting out in the street. Because there's one thing that we all can say. It wasn't gang related. None of that shit was gang related. He fucks with Bloods and he fucks with Crips, and they fuck with him heavy. Why? Because he was a black man that gave back to his community. He didn't become no little clout chasing rapper and just sit there and talk shit in his songs and then go home and not give a fuck about where he came from. He went back to Crenshaw and Slauson. He put his store over there. Outside of the store, he opened up a science, technology, engineering, and math program for the children of Los Angeles. This man opened up a workspace in the likeness of the staffing agencies that are huge across the entire nation for black people to be able to have a space to work. He has bought up blocks in Los Angeles and rented them out to people, sold them to people of color to make sure that the black dollar was circulating in the community. He showed us an example, no matter how light they are, and I'm saying that jokingly, but black is black. If your nose is round and your hair curl up, you a nigga like the rest of us. He knew that. He kept true to his game and he kept true to his relationship with Lauren London. He showed us a great example of what black love is. He raises his children. I'm gonna say raises because it's not even fucking hitting me yet. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle has not even hit me yet. He raises his children with his woman, shows her love, goes out, shows himself as a dressy, classy, beautifully built, not even beautifully built, but just beautifully created human being. He's everything that the black man should have been shown as in society. And he still remained a real nigga at the end of the day. And what the fuck happens? He gets taken out as soon as he starts talking about holistic health.
How do you personally feel about it?
I feel like a lot of us who knew what he was doing for the community saw this coming, and we need to figure out better ways to protect our people that are out there on the front lines doing things for us, like, you know, systemically, because Nipsey was doing things systemically, and that's where it became a problem to white people and people in power. Like, it's one thing if you just out here making commercial success, getting money, spending it on bullshit like hoes, cars, whatever. But if you out here trying to like uplift your communities and going back into your hometown and really like taking care of your people find a problem with that. And he was doing a documentary on a man who was trying to like was curing actively people.
Right.
Pharmaceutical killed him. Killed him too.
He gotta make a documentary because he dead and can't make the documentary.
I saw somebody share an article talking about how Nick Cannon was going to be the one to carry on his documentary. I don't know if it's true or not.
He did confirm that he is going to be the one to carry it out.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, which is great, but damn, like, a way to go in front of your fucking store?
Your own store.
And of course they're going to make it seem like it's gang violence or something, or turf beef or something like that. I don't believe that shit. I think that's bullshit.
If Bloods can respect him and Bloods don't talk to anybody that aren't Bloods, because that's how Bloods work.
On the West Coast.
On the West Coast, not even on the East Side where it's a little cool because we just worried about making money. Them over there, not gonna test again, they still are 15 years behind when it comes to gang shit because they're still heavy in it. That man had respect from Bloods, Crips, Latin Kings, G-Shine, you name it, the man had respect because they ignored the fact that he was a Crip and they paid attention solely to the fact that he was a black man that was giving back to his community.
Yep.
Period.
You gotta remember, like, gangs were originally for the community. Like, it's just, you know, popular culture understands gang affiliation as just a violent thing that is inevitable to like black youth and people who are impoverished or whatever the fuck. So it's like we don't really, there's not enough people that pay attention to the fact that these are communities that were built on helping each other. These were groups and affiliations built on helping each other and protecting each other, like the Black Panthers. I would go as far to say. But
and of course they were criminalized as well, turned into national terrorists, a threat to American society.
Completely dismantled the Black fucking Panthers for a reason.
But they kept the WIC though. They were literally the program that created women. They were the organization that created WIC, Women, Infant, and Children program, to help mothers who were single mothers or just weren't working or just didn't have the income to be able to provide their children, their family with food. And if you see it now, I really hate to fucking say it, but we're not even the ones that are predominantly profiting off of that program. If you look at it, I used to go WIC shopping with a white girl. There's Latinos that are WIC shopping. There are Asians that are WIC shopping. Blacks aren't even, they're the minority when it comes to the people that are actually using these things that were created by the Black community solely for the Black community to be able to grow, because the government was doing everything in their power to keep us from growing. And exactly what they typically do with everything else that comes in their path, they took it, they stole it, and they made it theirs. Bullshit.
Do y'all have any stories of like racism as Black women in America?
Shot by a gang member because he's also involved in a gang. It's all calculated and it's all strategic. Of course they're going to post something first. LAPD don't post shit about nobody dying, no matter how big they are. Why are you posting first before anybody else gets a chance? Are you trying to cover your tracks to keep from getting looked at as a suspect? That has to be called into question. You have to look at Martin Luther King Jr.'s death. Who the fuck is gonna be sitting at an angle to shoot him dead on for hours? You had to be sitting in that room for hours and have to wait for that man to go out on the ledge to get shot. Nobody's just gonna randomly just shoot him for no reason. Oh, there goes that nigger. Psh, no, it's calculated, but we don't think about these things. We don't think about the smoke and mirrors. We just think of, all right, here's the conspiracy theories. We can't say anything about it until the government releases information. They release us bogus information. We take it as official. Bullshit. These murders are set up.
Aside from Nipsey Hussle, like what do you think that we can do in the Black community to stop violence and shit like that?
This is gonna be a long shot, but we need to create our own militia.
Militia? For real?
We need our own militia.
I mean, we kind of already have that. It's just not together.
Then we don't have a militia. Listen, if you look at the police stations, if you look at the military bases around us, the percentage of the people that are actually in charge is closer to 0 than it even is for 25% when it comes to just specifically Black people. And they constantly want to put us into this barrier of, well, people of color, Indians are people of color. Latino people are people of color. Do they identify with us? When it's time to be Black, fuck no. We're niggers to them too. There's not enough representation for us. So if there's no representation or little to no representation of African American people in an already white-owned, societal-based law enforcement, why would you think that they actually would have our back if there's no voice within? So we're not safe. We need our own Black militia. Based off of law, they say that we're not allowed to. But fuck law, because that's not even the law of the land. If you want to keep it a stack, as we all know, Native Americans were here first, before Europeans. If you really want to keep it a stack, the Aboriginal people of the United States, let alone every other continent, are obviously Black people.
A lot of rappers was like, yo, rest in peace Nipsey Hussle, or whenever anybody died, they be like, rest in peace. But in their songs, they always talking about killing everybody. How y'all feel about that?
Hypocrite.
Y'all feel hypocritical?
Hypocrisy in the hip-hop community is a part of the culture at this point.
Unless you talk, I'm gonna go deeper into what we could do for Black unity. I want to be able to teach the community how to simply be able to start businesses. Simple businesses. I want to teach them even further how to save up with their day jobs to start their businesses. Because once you get that money, and then we could start to spread knowledge of how to start different businesses besides restaurants and hair salons, When we start having our own gas stations, our own
pizzerias and Starbucks, like
fuck the food. When we start having our own hotels, when we start having our own banks, when we start having our own mortgage loaning companies, our own bank loan companies, our own processing companies,
apartment complexes,
our own doctor's offices too.
Hotels.
That's when we will start to see difference in the black dollar. When we start to buy back the land that was stolen from us. That's ours. You want to buy my fucking broke down road house? Bitch, 22 million. That's the price that you gave, and that's the price that you can give to them. Because why? It's your price. And that's exactly why it's important for us to own things. When your name is written down silently, that has more power than screaming at the top of your lungs. Buying back the black dollar.